Hi, Andrew here from mynexttablet.com. Today with an unboxing video of the brand new Honor Pad 9. Alright, let's start the unboxing of the Honor Pad 9 that is available in Europe now, starting at 349 euros. It will also be available in other countries at around 300 US dollars. However, I'm pretty sure it won't get released in the United States because so far Honor tablets haven't been released there. But it should be available in Britain, elsewhere in the European Union, and other Asian countries. Now, we start with unboxing and see the tablet itself in the box. First, looks quite nice. Then we're getting a USB-C to USB-A cable, and there's no charger included, like is becoming standard with most tablets these days. Then we get a quick start guide and a warranty card. I also have the Bluetooth keyboard cover that you can buy with the Honor Pad 9 or additionally, and inside is the keyboard itself. Of course, it looks quite nice, but not the best keyboard. Then we get a warranty card and also a quick start guide. And that's it, nothing else inside the box. Since I shot the first part of this video, about a day has passed already, and I watched some YouTube, Netflix, played PUBG Mobile, and run a benchmark, and just used the tablet a bit, and now I can give you my first impressions of the Honor Pad 9, and we're starting with the design and build quality, which especially at this price is really excellent. We're getting a full metal body that feels quite high-end. The only downside is a little bit the transition from the screen to the body, but it is really well made. I've seen it much worse. It's just not as high-end as on the Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus, for instance, or the iPad Pro, of course, but it's also here much cheaper. It is only 6.9 millimeters thin and weighs 555 grams, so it's also relatively light for a 12-inch tablet. We have got a 12.1-inch display here. Above the screen sits an 8-megapixel front-facing camera. You can use it to unlock the tablet with facial recognition, and there's no fingerprint scanner included, which is a bit disappointing, but that's quite normal in this price range. Now, if we go further around the tablet, we get, first of all, on the back a centered 13-megapixel camera. It looks quite nice. Again, the full metal body here. And then on the sides, on the top, we get the volume rocker, a power button. There are two speakers here, a USB-C port. I'm guessing it's USB-C 2.0, because if it would be USB 3.1 or something like that, then very likely Honor would advertise that, but they're not. I'm guessing these here are speakers, and here we get another for speaker grills. In total, this tablet is supposed to have 8 speakers, and we have 6 openings. The build quality, as I said, is quite solid. It looks really nice. There's no noise, no creaking when trying to bend it a little bit. And yeah, that makes us continue with the display, which is the big highlight of this Honor Pad 9. And to demonstrate it a bit, I will continue playing a YouTube video from my next tablet, of course. And here you can see how nice this 12.1-inch display looks. It's a really nice display that has improved a lot compared to the predecessor. The Honor Pad 8 had quite a low resolution, so that when reading, I was able to see pixels, which is not that great. But here we've got a quite high resolution of 2560 by 1600 pixels now, which is certainly high enough for reading sharp text and also for enjoying movies. It's an IPS display with pretty good viewing angles. It's also quite bright and just in general a nice display. And altogether with these speakers, it's a great entertainment tablet, at least based on my first impressions. And the sound get quite loud, even so loud that it's a bit uncomfortable to hold it like this and then having the sound on maximum volume, which is great to hear because that means you can fill a room a bit, at least a smaller room when having a party or so, and listen to some music or watch some movies with friends. The screen is certainly big enough for that. And yeah, the speakers are quite nice, the display is quite nice, so that's a real highlight of this tablet. Another highlight of the screen is that it supports 120 Hz, which is quite unique in this price range, at least on a 12-inch tablet. If we go here to display and brightness, we can go to screen refresh rate, and here you can select if you want to have it on dynamic, that means the tablet chooses. You can set it to high, which is 120 Hz, or to standard, which is 60 Hz. Other 12-inch tablets of this size in this price range have 60 Hz only. That includes the Lenovo Tab P12, which is a direct competitor. It also has 60 Hz. The Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus, which is a pricier direct competitor, has only 90 Hz. So it's nice that we get 120 Hz here. The tablet has a wideband level of L1, and that means you can watch Netflix and other streaming services with HD quality, which sound like every tablet should do that, but it's actually not the case. In the past, many Huawei tablets weren't able of doing that. And Honor and Huawei were once one company, and that's why it's important to point out that here you can watch Netflix in HD resolution. Now let's get to the internal hardware. Inside the Honor Pad 9 sits a Qualcomm Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 chipset together with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of internal storage. That's the version that is available in Europe at the moment. However, when Honor introduced it in China, they also announced a couple of other storage options. So in the future, you might be able to get it with less or more storage as well. You can see my Geekbench 5 benchmark comparison here. And here it's very important to point out that the performance has improved quite a lot compared to the Honor Pad 8. And it's also better now than the Galaxy Tab S7 FE. However, the graphics performance of the Lenovo Tab P12, which again is a direct competitor, is a bit better, but the CPU performance of the Honor continues to be a bit better than that. The Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus is another direct competitor, this time from Samsung. It's much more expensive, but as you can see, the performance is also quite a bit better. I played PUBG Mobile already, and this game runs beautifully with HD graphics on the Honor Pad 9. It runs really well. Shadows, light effects, all that looks great. You can only set it to HD, not higher, which is not amazing, but it seems like the Honor Pad 9 gets everything out of this HD setting. It looks really nice and better than on cheaper tablets with HD settings. So the graphics performance here seems to be pretty good. For my final review, I will also try other games like Fortnite, of course. And if you want to see that, subscribe to this channel. My review of the Honor Pad 9 will be out in a couple of weeks. Now let's get to the software of the Honor Pad 9. It is running Magic OS in version 7.2. That's the own interface that Honor makes. It looks very similar to the one Huawei also makes. And let's get to the settings. Magic OS is based on Android 13. And let's quickly confirm that with this little widget here. It is Android 13. But Honor has customized it quite a bit. Everything looks a bit different. We don't get this taskbar at the bottom anymore. That is quite standard with Android 12L, Android 13, like on tablets nowadays. It disappeared here. However, we've got a kind of dock that you can pull up from the side here. Samsung has something similar. You can configure it a bit, and that's nice. We've got this little dock here at the bottom as well. And out of the box, all apps are loaded onto the home screen, similar to previous Honor tablets like the Honor Pad 8, X8, X9. And if you want, you can change that in the settings, and you can get an app drawer like is common with most Android tablets. So much about the software. We can quickly go through the settings a bit. You can see here it looks quite different compared to a standard Android. Just some design is different, but however, we still get all Google apps, which is nice to see, including the Google Play Store. Like I said, Honor and Huawei were one company once, and while the Huawei tablets don't have the Google Play Store anymore, Honor tablets do have it, including Chrome, YouTube, Gmail, and so on. They are all pre-installed. So that's nice to see compared to Huawei tablets. Now there's one downside of Honor tablets, and that's that the Honor Pad 8, the predecessor, hasn't gotten Android 13 yet. And as far as some support guy of Honor said, it won't get Android 13. And since Honor is not advertising anything else, I'm also expecting that the Honor Pad 9 will not get Android 14. So far, there's no sign of it. I'm sure it will get a couple of years of security updates because that's the case with the predecessor as well. But if you want to have a tablet that gets updated to Android 14 and 15 for sure, then I'm pretty sure that this one is not the tablet for you. We can be positively surprised by Honor, of course, but I'm just not expecting that. if you want to have a lot of updates, I would get the Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus, even though it's more expensive. The Lenovo Tab P12, like I said, is also a direct competitor, but Lenovo is not amazing with updates either. So regarding this, it's not that much of a competitor, at least not a better alternative. So much about the software. Now let's take a look at the keyboard cover. It costs around 60 euros unless you buy it as a bundle or something. And it's a Bluetooth keyboard cover, which is a bit disappointing because it means, first of all, it has an on and off button, and second of all, you have to charge it separately from the tablet. It's much nicer when the keyboard is charged by the tablet. But here it's just a Bluetooth connection, and yeah, you have to charge two devices if you want to use it. It's a bit of a downside, but on a positive note, it's only 60 euros. Most other keyboard covers cost 100 euros or even more. So Honor has a cheaper option here. The keyboard is pretty nice. I typed with it inside the Honor Notes app already, and the keyboard is, yeah, like I said, quite nice because you've got a 12-inch screen here. It can be quite big. The keys have a proper travel. You can press them down properly and it will be fine for writing. There's no touchpad, which is also a bit of a disappointment. And you can only use it at one angle. This is the only angle you can use it at, which also is not great. It would be nicer if you can select several angles, but that's not possible. On the positive side, it's quite cheap. So much about the keyboard. I will test it more for my final review. The first impressions are that it is okay. And the first impressions of the tablet in general is that it is a pretty good tablet. I think it will be a great entertainment tablet unless I notice something weird when reviewing it properly. But my first impression of the display is great. It's a really nice 12-inch display with great 8 speakers that are loud and have a good sound. And the build quality is pretty good. The performance is pretty good. So far, I couldn't notice a big downside. The only really big downside is the updates. It probably won't get a big Android update. So write me in the comments, is that even important for you? Do you want a tablet with a lot of big software updates, or are just a couple of security updates fine for you? I always wonder that. Some people prefer one side, some the other. So let me know in the comments. And yeah, like I said, first impressions are pretty good, but now I've got to properly review it. So much about the Honor Pad 9. The biggest competitor to it is the Samsung Galaxy Tab S9 FE Plus, which I also reviewed, of course. It is a bit more expensive, but has a better performance. It has a waterproof body. The S Pen is included, and it also has a couple of features that are missing from the Honor Pad 9, including a fingerprint scanner. Check out my video about it.